Hi friends, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will learn about the programmatic navigation in the Vue router. So we have already seen about the router link. If you see here, the router link we have already seen. So it is used to create the anchor tags for declarative navigation. So we can also do this one programmatically using the router instance methods. So not only using in the template, we can also navigate from one page to another page using programmatically. Inside a Vue instance, so for doing this one inside a Vue instance, you need to have an access for the router instance $router. So using the $router method, we will call $router.push. To navigate to a different URL, we will be using the router.push. This method passes a new entry into the history stack. So this is one of the important thing, browser history stack. So that when the browser clicks on the browser back button, so they will be taken back to the previous URL which you are there. So now this is something like internally we will be calling like router link only. So router link, when you click, so it is equivalent to the router.push. That is the main thing. So this is a declarative approach, and that one is a programmatic way of approach. Now let's try to see here. When you are trying to see here, this is the back button is there, right? The single post, we are having a back button. If you see here in this single post, we are able to see this is a router link name post. Now this one we can achieve it, or otherwise let's say that in the post.view we have a view post. So this one we can achieve it by using the button. First we'll try to do the simple thing. So this back button, we'll try to convert it into a button back to post, and add something like button. So back to post, I can use back to post or something like. Now if you see here in the output, you'll be able to have a button back to post. Now when I click on this back to post, nothing happens. Why? Because this button doesn't have any action. So we haven't written any code for this one, how to behave. Now what we will do here, I will use @click is equal to on back click or something like this. I will use a method on back click. Now using this method, we need to programmatically navigate. Instead of using the router link, I need to navigate. So in order to navigate for this one, in options API, we have an this $router. So this one will be available upfront in all the templates. There is no need to inject. But whereas we are implementing the same thing using the composition API, so we don't have the access to this $router. So how can we do is, so we have a method, or otherwise we have a composable available. The router is equal to use router. So we can use it, this use router. This should be imported from the Vue router. Now on back click, so what I need to do, router dot push, and you can use the /post. Okay, so this is the basic minimum way, or otherwise the basic way how we can navigate it. Now if I refresh this page and if I click on the back to post, see we have moved to back to post. So what is this happening? So why? Because there is no post. We haven't renamed this one to articles in our previous video. So that is the reason you are getting page not found. Now if I refresh this page and if I click on this back to post, now we are able to go to back to post. So like this, we can able to achieve this one programmatically. Now instead of giving this path, how can you do it? So here you can also implement same thing like router link, how you will implement the same thing. I can write it here, articles, the same thing. Now if I try to refresh this page, so then also I can be able to achieve the same thing. Now if you want to achieve the same thing using the path, using the name, so we know that, right? So name is equal to articles. I think it's a post, I think. So name post, you can also use the name post. And if you refresh this page, then also you can be able to get the same output. Okay. Now I will try to convert this view post to a button. So now we will try to make it programmatically, this one also. So how can we make this one programmatically? Let's see. We go here. So this will be present in the post, right? So this is the thing I want to change it. Okay. Again, we will have a button view post, and here I need to have the rate click is equal to on post click. Okay, we need to pass the ID. So post.id, that is the main thing we need to pass it. So now we pass the ID, and here we will be having a method constant on post click is equal to, so if I click, I will be getting the post ID here. So here let's console the post ID. Post ID. Let's see whether the post ID is coming or not in our inspect element. If I go to the console and if I click on the view post, I am able to get the ID. So we are able to get the ID. Now what I need to do? So using this ID, I need to navigate using the programmatic navigation. So for this one, what I need to do? So here constant router is equal to use router. We need to use the use router. That should be imported from the view router. Don't forget to import. Now we have imported. So what I need to do is, so here I need to do router dot push of. So you can use the name. So name is nothing but post, and we need to pass the params, right? So you can use the params like this, and I can pass the ID as post ID. That's it. Finish. So that's it. So now if you try to see the output here, let me refresh this page. And if I refresh this page, if I click on the view post, invalid param, okay, invalid param and all those things it is saying. Why it is saying is, so this should be a single post, right? Single post. So we need to translate to the single post. Yeah. Now if I try to do it, the same thing. And if I click on this one, see, I'm able to get the same thing, but this time I am navigating this page through programmatically. So that is how we can programmatically navigate this page. Not only this one name, we can also use the path also. So path is nothing but how can you use this path? So here I can use something like slash articles, so which we rename it to articles, and we need to use post ID. So like this we need to use. Oh, sorry. So when you are trying to use what I can say, when you are trying to use the path, we cannot use the params. So that is one thing you need to keep it in mind. Now if I refresh this page, then also it will work without any problem. View post and all those things will be working. So now, so this is the router.push. And before closing this one, what I want to tell you is, for example, let's say that, so we are in the article /3. Now I clicked on article /1. Okay. If I click on this back button, browser back button, then I will go to article /3. If I click on back button, I can go to article /2. Fine, right? So this one is up. This one is valid only through the push thing. For example, if I rename this one to replace, okay, if I rename this one to replace, then what will happen is in this browser back button, this will not be saved. Right now, let's say that I am in the article /2. Okay. So now let's go to 1 and let's go to 3. So now if I go back, if I click on the back button, I need to go to the 1, right? It will not go to the 1. Okay, you see, it is 1 second. Refresh the page. Whether it is saved or not. Yeah, it is saved. Router.replace article /post ID. Okay. So now let me go to these articles. Okay. So I am in the articles. Now let's say that I clicked on the 4. Okay, it's replaced. I clicked on the 2. It's replaced. Let's go back. I will click on the back button. So we need to go to the 4. But if I click on this 4, see, we are not going to the 4. It is going directly to the articles thing. So replace will not store the previous URL in the history stack. That is one thing. And now another thing which I want to tell you is, so we also have another option that is nothing but in the single post, we have a back to post, right? So now back to post, we can use go of -1. So if it is present in the history, in the history URL, so now it will go to the one place back. So one URL back it will go. So in the history memory. So for example, let's say that we are in the articles. Okay. We are in the articles. Now I clicked on the view post. If I click on the back to post, we will go to the articles. So fine, it's not a problem. Now for example, let's say that I clicked on 1 and I clicked on 2. Now if I click on the back to post, it will go to the first URL. Why? Because the previous URL which we have clicked is the one, not the articles. So article /1. Then if I click on back to post, then it will go to the articles. So this is how the go will work. So if you keep -1, it will go to one URL back. If you keep +1 means it will go one URL forward. Like that it will be there. So this is how the router.go and router.push and router.replace will work. So this is all about the router programmatic navigation of this route. So hope you understood about this one. What I will try to do is I will commit this code in our branch video-59 so that you can be able to get these all the details. So here programmatic navigation. So the GitHub URL and all those things is provided in the description below. If you have any doubts, just comment out me. And if you see here, GitHub, github.com/vue composition router. If you click on this vue composition router, let's see what will happen. So the video F15 is also committed. So now whatever the branch, whatever the video you are observing, if you want to refer the code, whichever I have told in that particular video, you can go to that particular video branch and you can check the code what I have committed it. So you can able to get that code. Hope you understood about this one. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.